Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to Council on Future Conflict, episode 544. We are live from Camp Ponderosa. As you can see on the, we've got a nice little map of Camp Ponderosa. And if I know Joe, they are in the kitchen, as marked on your map there, for grid reference and polar missions. If you want to call for fire, Don, if you're out there listening, that's where you can get significant HVT kill. On the militia. I'm just, what am I saying?
You could call the sheriff right now and they won't get here till the show is over. So I don't
know. I know. Anyway, so we are live from Camp Ponderosa, an amazing event going on there with Joe and many of his friends. I'll turn it over to you guys. Joe, how's it going there at Camp Ponderosa? I think people are going to be upset they don't get a live cam.
We have a good number. We're going to leave it at that. There's quite a bit of folks here. We've had a great time. We've had some absolutely fantastic sessions today. Yesterday, we had a great first aid class presented by our friend Brent from Project 223 Preparedness. Since we're live, let's all give him a round. It was actually a really good class. And then today we had all kinds of talks about different topics and all the normal stuff. But let me just say this. How many of you thought you were going to learn how to pack a mule when you got it, right? Like literally no one did. So our great partners at Swan Mountain Outfitters were here with that.
We just lost audio. Well, Joe was talking.
And you guys on the show can't see it, but you guys live can. Gave me this sweet triangle bayonet-like spike that is going to be new. It's not available till next week, but I will be doing a video so everyone can check it out. It is a very sweet titanium dagger. It is very exceptional. Probably before everyone leaves here tomorrow, I will have thrown this into a tree to see how well it sticks, and it is legit. So thanks to the guys at Shield Arms for what they did. I know you guys remember that last year we did a live bourbon event with Scott and from Shield Arms and all that, but they couldn't stick around tonight to help us out. But we are thankful for their sponsorship of our event, and I think it was a pretty good event. Did you guys enjoy it? Yeah. All right, so it's pretty good. We got quite a crew here at the camp. Campground is full. We're having a great time. Alan and Linda are just thrilled to have everyone here. Alan got out and enjoyed some of the stuff. He might have told me a mule story or two that I cannot share when the mules were out here. And somebody reported to me, Hunch reported that one of the mules was looking at me funny, like I knew his cousin down south of the border. But it was a really great time, and we're going to have even more fun tomorrow.
That's awesome, Joe. I mean, my understanding is that a certain slacker there is going to stop slacking tomorrow and make derby pie. That's my understanding.
We are losing you.
We got a bit of network disruption on our end. You try that one again?
Yeah, I was just going to say I hear there's some derby pie on tap for tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah, I've got to finish getting that sorted, but yeah. We should be having the official. I think at this point we can finally say it is the official pie of CFC gatherings. And next time I'm just going to learn a lesson and bring the ingredients with me instead of having to make a trip mid camp again.
Yeah. There will be some derby pie tomorrow. There will be some fun sessions. We may even get Watcher to talk a little bit about drones. I don't know. We'll see. I might let a Canadian up on stage, although it violates some sort of regulation and law. Never mind. I can't say that on YouTube. Disregard. It's actually cool. The Arctic Boy has lost his position as my second favorite Canadian because Mrs. Arctic Boy is my second favorite Canadian. So it's actually cool. It's been a great event. And Miss Allie just made nachos, and they were good for those who partook. But she made them very spicy. I think she was trying to run out the snow Mexicans. I do. I honestly do.
Well, Joe, I'm just jealous that I'm not there. I mean, well, let's be honest. This is one of the rare shows where it's sunny outside for me. It's 10:30 in the morning for me, and you guys are what, 9:30 at night there?
No, it's 7:30 here, but it's 9:30 in Eastern time.
I keep thinking 19:30, you know, like 24-hour. That's how I keep track is I use 24-hour time. So
you're an Army officer, so it's to be expected.
Yeah.
We're actually we're in God's time, which is known as Mountain Time.
Mm-hmm. Also called Mormon Standard Time.
Well, Watcher, how you doing? How was your trip? I mean, I know it was hit or miss of when you were going to get there, right?
Yeah, it's so I'm not gonna lie, my trip was very busy for a different reason than I essentially found out 48 hours before I had to drive that basically within a couple hours on Wednesday, I found out that I am obligatorily opening a landscaping business. So my trip up here was full of a lot of writing business plans into my phone and things like that. But good. I don't know. Somebody made a good joke. They were like, you know, that Futurama episode where they get banished to the mine, and then eventually it's just one, like Hermes works it out with bureaucracy till it's just one Australian running the entire mine. I feel like the one Australian at this point, but it is what it is. I am exceedingly happy to be here. I am extremely grateful to meet all the CFC members that come out. To all of you who are complaining that there's not a live feed of my face, I've warned you of this 3 years in a row now. If you want to see what it looks like, you have to come to an event.
It's that simple.
Trust me, you'll be disappointed.
Bigger.
You'll be like, I thought he was better shaved than that.
I did. You'd be surprised. I actually did get a haircut right before coming up here. The annual haircut.
Yeah, the annual haircut. Very good. You know, is there anything more you guys want to touch on with the event there? We can talk about it in the end, but you know, we've got a brush war has popped up since we were last together, and you know, we can talk about that today. But
we damn near missed it, though. It sounds like.
Well, based on what I'm reading this morning, I think we may have actually missed it. Though you know how these things go. It takes 48 hours for people to stop shooting at each other, no matter how quickly the peace occurs. The one thing that I want to mention, I think this happened since the last time we talked, was Hulk Hogan died. I mean, how could we not talk about that?
Oh, there we go. We're back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I lost you there. Did you hear anything I just said there?
Did not. Please repeat. Sorry about that.
No, so the last thing, the thing that happened, you know, besides the Thai-Cambodia war, and I did get a story from Joe on this, you know, via X, was that Hulk Hogan died.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this has been a bad week. I mean, it starts off with Ozzy, then it's Hulk Hogan, and then last week was like Theo from, you know, the Cosby Show. I mean, this is not a good week for the Generation X.
Yeah, it's been a bad week to be a celebrity, an older celebrity. That's
it's been tough. It's been tough.
Older celebrities who do lots of drugs yet live many, many years beyond what they ever should have lived.
Well, no, I mean, what's that meme? I think Ozzy's rolling up in heaven right now, looking at all the dudes who died of overdoses. Like, I smell bitch in here.
Yeah, Ozzy was.
I'm wondering why Keith Richards isn't there, but he is.
Yeah, there may be some truth there. I mean, Ozzy was not so much surviving as being pickled, I think.
Hulk's the one that got me, because I'm not gonna lie, that was a WWE and WWF were big parts of my childhood growing up. So it's tough to see your heroes die.
You know, I've actually met Hulk Hogan a couple of times and actually worked with him. So that one did hit hard. But
what, Joe? Can you repeat the story that you told the other day? I think Haley posted it.
Who's sitting beside me.
Yeah.
Back in the before times, he used to come to Michigan, and the company I worked for, we provided his security details. Just a good all-around dude. Always had nice things to say. Always good to the people who worked around him. And what's is back then, everyone thought him and Andre the Giant hated each other. But after hours, after the event, we would take them out to dinner together, and they were like best buds. So it was actually hilarious. It was pretty cool.
Well, that's the funny thing about, like, they did such a great job of kind of protecting the story back in the old days. And, you didn't have the internet, so you couldn't get the inside information and all that kind of stuff. So when you saw them like interacting with each other in public, or outside of the venues and things like that, it was always like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. I thought they hated each other. And all right, so real quick, let's dive into this Cambodia Thailand thing. Got a little bit here I can read through, and Watcher, if you want to, like, maybe I'm going to do a little history, just backstory here, and then we'll go into what's happening like in the current day. So
Air Force side, the ticker tape is way outweighed on the Royal Thai Army side versus Cambodia.
Oh. No. So here, like, I posted something the other day, like Thailand's like got a legitimate military, and Cambodia is literally the dregs of the Soviet era with a bunch of peasants, right?
Here's the problem, man. The problem is that the Thai aren't communists. If the Thai were just communists, the Cambodians have no problem killing them in mass. It'd be easy.
Right. There's the one video everyone saw over the weekend of the guy with the RPK. It's a Chinese Type 81 or whatever, but it's an RPK, and he's literally in his underwear, wearing some flip-flops, engaging targets, and his buddy's laying on some banana leaves with his legs up. That is pure Cambodian military right there. That is
100%. Yeah, that's the old one warrior and 10 soldiers. The 10 soldiers taking cover, and the one warrior's going back and forth, just like spraying and praying. All right, so anyway, we've got this escalating border conflict with Thailand and Cambodia, and it's been all over the news for the past couple of days. And now let's be honest, if anybody knows the region, Vietnam, China, Thailand, Cambodia, none of these countries like each other. This isn't a new rivalry. It's rooted in a centuries-old territorial dispute over temples, border regions, things like that. Like, because let's be honest, what else is in that area? Maybe some farmland. And this is kind of goes back to the French colonial era. And tensions have kind of been simmering for a long time, with notable rulings by the Court of Justice in 1962. What we think about international courts here, because they awarded the Preah Vihear Temple to Cambodia. So ever since then, Thailand's been butthurt. So fast forward to 2025, the current flare-up began with a brief skirmish on May 28th near the Emerald Triangle border area, where one Cambodian soldier was killed. Both sides blamed each other, and then things got worse in July when Thai soldiers were injured by landmines, possibly newly laid, leading to accusations of violations under international treaties like the Ottawa Convention. Once again, international treaties, not great. By July 24th, the full-scale clashes erupted along the border. There were some disputed areas like the Tam Tum and Preah Vihear temples. So these are kind of like, think of these temples as kind of key terrain in this conflict. And then Angkor Wat is a little further into Thailand, but it's not far as the bird flies from this fighting. Let's see. Thailand accused Cambodia of initiating fire with heavy weapons, while Cambodia claimed Thai forces advanced aggressively and struck first. The fighting intensified. Thailand deployed F-16 fighter jets for airstrikes on Cambodian military targets, causing significant damage. And then there was also some damage, evidently, to one of the temples in the region that they're fighting over, which Cambodia called a war crime. In response, both sides exchanged artillery, rockets, drone attacks. We've seen video footage of basically Cambodia rolling up Grad missile launchers right on the road with public traffic around and just launching their salvos and then taking off. Let's see. So as of the 27th, that's today, reports indicate ongoing bombardments with Thailand allegedly continuing strikes despite promises to de-escalate. The human tolls mounting. Thailand reports 21 deaths, 14 civilians, 7 soldiers, with over 130,000 people evacuated from the border area. Cambodia has confirmed 13 fatalities, 8 civilians, 5 soldiers, and thousands displaced. Joe, there's something to be said for millions of rounds of ammunition going back and forth, but probably and hundreds of rockets, and yet we've got literally sub 30 casualties thus far.
Well, I think it's because of the terrain and the jungle cover. It's a very hard place to actually target people, very hard place to actually score hits. But it's a good place for a long-range artillery duel because there's not much of a opportunity to hit each other. But they are blazing away at each other. I'll point out that the Royal Thai Army is a partner with the U.S. military. So that's interesting. And China has always supported Cambodia. If you remember your history, China invaded Vietnam as a punitive act. Vietnam's invasion of Cambodia.
Right.
Evil dictators have to be when Vietnam was like, dang, bro, I need to do something about you, right?
Well, and then fast forward to 2025, and you've got China. There was a video going around just yesterday that I saw where Vietnam and China are doing exercises together. Yeah. I'm going to do a selfie while you spray and pray with the old 12.7. I assume that's the Cambodian army right there.
What's he got there? Like a dual 12.7?
I don't know, but it's like rocking the entire thing back every time you fire.
Yeah, Joe, I bet maybe I think that's like not a Dishka, but one of those other Russian 12.7 millimeter guns.
Well, it certainly looks like it's designed for you to be looking down the sights when it's fired. That's
what it looks like. Those are 12.7 rounds. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's this guy's pretty proud of his trench system there. Like, here I am, look at me in my trench. There's Joe back there with the Dishka. He's laying down some scunion.
I really could.
A Dishka on a pintle mount,
and I need a Dishka.
And you need a Hilux with a pintle mount. I mean, what warlord doesn't?
Well, look, if you got a water cannon, I don't know why you wouldn't coaxial mount a Dishka. I don't know why.
I agree.
Yeah.
It gives a whole new term to the fire cannon.
Invariably, 7-Eleven took more casualties than either side when this 7-Eleven location was hit in Thailand.
Apparently, this one was hit with our direct artillery fire, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what happened. I mean, here's the thing. They're not just it seems to me there's very much a spray and pray kind of, even with the rocket fire. I mean, let's be honest, 90% of what's getting hit are banana plantations or something along those lines, rubber trees or whatever. But from time to time, they do hit populated areas.
That's true. I think that Clay, Washer, if you want to pull it up, Clay explains why this matters to you. Can someone point to Thailand-Cambodia? Cambodia? No, they're not my problem. Anyway, I thought that would be a good little funny comedic break. Play with the real talk right there. But what was that video you're about to?
I don't know. I was just trying to see if it was even worth it. Just looks like
let me continue on here. There have been late developments here. Internationally, there's been push for peace. Donald Trump has announced on July 26th that both countries agreed to ceasefire talks after his direct calls to their leaders, linking it to ongoing trade negotiations. However, clashes persist, with Cambodia requesting an urgent UN Security Council meeting. China, a key ally to both, has expressed concern and urged dialogue, while ASEAN nations like Malaysia offer mediation, though Thailand prefers bilateral talks. So social media-wise, of course, there's this entire war being fought between the social media people from both Thailand and Cambodia. They're amplifying accusations and calls for justice. While neither side has declared full-scale war, leaders warn it could escalate if unchecked. And for now, evidently, Thailand has announced that all elements of their military are engaged in the fighting, to include the Navy in the Gulf off the shore of Cambodia. Joe, I don't know if you saw that evidently Thailand has more active aircraft carriers than Russia has at this moment.
What?
That wouldn't.
I didn't realize that Thailand. I didn't realize that Thailand had a ski jump, carrier. I mean, it looks like a big like LHA or whatever, something like that, but it's got the ski jump, so they can launch fighter jets from it.
Well, the best video of the fighting so far is going to be on your screen here in just a second.
Yeah, this guy right here.
This is the one we were talking about with the Cambodian soldiers rocking out the RPK.
Yeah. And Joe, you and I both know that is a hell of a gun to shoot. He needs a little brake free on that sucker, it seems like.
Little WD-40 to fix that right up.
Firearms maintenance is a thing.
Especially in the jungle.
I mean, that's like a Vietnam era RPK. What do you expect?
Let me point out that this is what happens every time you put a 50-round drum in an AK platform weapon. Nothing.
I like his Adidas shirts. Flip-flops and Adidas shirts.
No reference to the sites whatsoever.
Evidently, the sanction. Yeah,
side alignment picture? What's that?
Never heard of her. Side alignment side picture? Never heard of her.
Never heard of it.
Then he sits back down like a baller.
Anyway, that's kind of the long and the short of what's going on with Thailand and Cambodia. Guys, anything else that you guys noticed about? I will say that one of the most surreal clips, I'll see if I can't find it here real quick. But one of the most surreal clips that I've seen thus far has been a Thai Air Force bombing Cambodian soldiers while some Russian dude commentates over the top of it. Oh, here we go. I'm sending you the link here, Watcher, in the private chat.
All right.
Watcher, Hutch just tried to kill me.
Well, what's new?
Here we go.
Oh,
yeah, you want to play? You want to play the sound with this one?
All right, let's play some stuff. Welcome to the Second Son.
Suka.
If you ever want to know how to say it, holy in Cambodian. You just learned it.
Пиздец, просто пиздец.
I think what he just said, I might be wrong because I don't speak Russian, but I'm pretty sure what he just said was this was the wrong time to go on vacation.
I thought they didn't bomb Phuket.
Cambodians, knowing that they were outgunned, to say Phuket and move on out.
And run. Yeah, Phuket and run. Good news is Phuket is very far away from the conflict zone, and so is, by the way, I'm reasonably assured that my man in Thailand, legal mindset, is also far away from the fighting. So,
well, real quick, I think I've got a video here of
Cambodian mortar section.
We've seen the Thailand rockets. Here's what the Cambodian mortar section is up to.
Everybody get rocket! Everybody get rocket!
Budget grab.
Is that what you call cyclic rate?
What you need in here is a kid looking at the camera going, "I'm doing my part."
All right, let me educate you guys with this next one. Like I said, I did not know that the Navy of Thailand was this OP, but this next clip will definitely illuminate you.
Oh wow! Okay. Oh, let me get rid of the bad music. Ugh.
Now, let's be honest. Most of this is probably stock footage, but still, these are the assets that Thailand is drawing upon for the naval component of their.
Where did they get that jump carrier? That's insane.
Whose Navy is this allegedly?
Thai Navy.
Thai. They probably got it from the French. It's probably a former Mistral class amphibious landing ship.
Mm-hmm.
It was somehow. But yeah, that is. The French sold a lot of those around the world. If you recall, we stopped the sale of one to, I believe, Russia.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. That was. So, yeah, the Thai Navy has got involved. And then, so I'm going to share, this is a NC Scout, let's see, NC Scout tweet that I'm sharing here. So I want to get his message and the original one together. As soon as you pull it up, I'll read the original and then I'll read Matt's response. So the original says, Thai Ranger UAV team operating near the border was almost directly hit by a Cambodian mortar round. And then NC Scout says, so when I say your RF signal can be direction found and exploited by practically anyone today, this is what I'm talking about. The Cambodian FDC team was likely using a tiny SA, Yagi, and a compass. Now, that's giving them a lot of credit rather than just crediting this to a lucky round, which absolutely happens. But he's absolutely right. I mean, you have no idea what kind of assets that your enemy is using. So keep in mind. I think, Joe, this is kind of important for us to remember. We talk about that tiny SA, and I know that Matt teaches the use of that in the SIGINT class.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're invaluable in the field. Out there to identify, track down opposing drones that are out there. So it's an important team you got to have out there.
Well, and like one of the guys in response to Matt says, that may be the case, but I'm doubtful the Cambodian military has a strong EW game. I expect it was a good old-fashioned mortar attack. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't, literally one guy on the internet can get this stuff, learn it in about 20, 30 minutes and be able to affect, and then if all he then also needs to do is be co-located with an 81 millimeter mortar to get exactly what you just saw.
Yeah, I get what people are saying. military not having them.
Chat, did you lose me or did you lose
And
them?
everyone tried to use them.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So anyway, this is the Thailand
event this weekend, the field days. You could have picked up your own Tiny SA special edition. What can I remember? Some Vigilante Engineering camo case for your
Camo
Tiny
case
SA.
for your Tiny SA. Very nice. Well done by Vigilante Engineering. Great stuff.
All right. So let's pause at this point to open it up. Yeah. So, hey, real quick, can you guys hear me, Watcher?
We can hear you. We had a slight breakup there, but yeah, everybody can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the chat is hearing what I hear, which is like when Joe was just talking about the Tiny SA and how to use that, he completely cut out it was almost like a 20 seconds. So, and then I asked the chat, can you guys hear me or can I, or you guys can hear them? So I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, we're operating off of a Starlink right now. So what I think is happening is we have pretty good connection, and then occasionally it just doesn't quite pick up the next satellite as it's passing.
Real quick, I want to challenge that, Derna. So I've literally seen a 60 millimeter mortar go off about 1 meter away from somebody, and he got zero shrapnel. Now, the reason why generally is because mortars come in at high angle, go down, straight down, the blast goes straight back up, and he just happened to be outside of the kind of cone of effect for the blast.
Yeah, you're kind of inside the danger zone, right? If you're a little further away, but if you're right up on it, probably not going to get you.
And here's the other thing too with Joe's right. There's kind of some weird things with the shrapnel, and then the other thing is that if you have any amount of kind of below the explosion deflection, it goes up and out, and so it'll go right over your head. So this is why
if you understand NVIS radio, you can understand mortar effect, right?
Yeah. Anyway, that being said, you're absolutely right. These guys are very lucky to not get hurt. Anyway, I thought we could turn it over to you guys and maybe take a couple questions from the folks that are there. I mean, this Thailand-Cambodia thing's been pretty wild, so I didn't know if maybe there were some comments or questions from the audience before we move on.
We got one right here.
Just speak into the laptop.
All right. So yeah, my question is, we've kind of seen in the recent conflict in Ukraine that the Russians really can't field a blue water navy to save anything, but it looks like Thailand can. So do you think there's a shift in global naval power to well, aside from lots of people and lots of weapons, the Russians seem to be struggling in the naval realm. So what do you think about that versus what Thailand is?
Okay, let me point out that the Black Sea is not what I would call blue water. So there is problem one. When we get off the coast, off the Med, and we get off of the Baltic Sea, Russia is still pretty capable. But the Black Sea Fleet has always had a problem. The last successful operation by the Black Sea Fleet was the invasion of Abkhazia from the sea in 2008 during the invasion of Georgia. They successfully launched an amphibious and airborne operation and took that. Since then, they have really struggled, but it's less a problem of a lack of capability of a blue water navy to more corruption and graft inside the admiral and flag ranks, diverting things to their own use, not sending guys out to train. So it's not necessarily their blue water, but it is the Black Sea Fleet, and it's always been a problem for the Russians, except for the one operation. Thailand has always been a part of the West. They've always conducted operations. The Royal Thai Navy or Royal Thai Marine Corps and the U.S. Marine Corps conduct training once a year. Is it Cobra Gold? I believe is the exercise that operates in Thailand between the Royal Marines and the U.S. Marines. British Royal Marines have attended Cobra Gold before. So they've been really working with the Western navies to develop their capability. I think that the difference is a lack of reliability on communist navies and more of an ability to learn and study from Western navies. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So, going back to the Cold War, the Russians did a really good job of basically, buying into the idea that a blue water navy was very important. And they were very good. Now they had philosophically different kind of takes on how they solved the same problems as we did. They accepted risk on some things that we wouldn't have accepted, but the professionalism was very high in the Navy. That said, once it fell apart and once Russia went to a communist country that was riddled with corruption to a corrupt country who had former communist ties, right? And the corruption is really the cancer that ate Russia from within. And it's only after they got into a shooting war that they started fixing some of that stuff. If you remember, like early episodes of CFC where we talked about.
Sorry, Scott, we lost you for a second, but we got the gist of what you said.
Yeah. So I mean, the bottom line is that corruption is probably the biggest factor. Now, I will say, and Joe hit on this: if you buy into the Western system and you exercise regularly with the Western navies, you kind of have to keep up with the Joneses, if you will. Now, they may not have a big navy, but they have it seems like they have a pretty professional one. Because they do take part with those joint exercises or combined exercises with U.S. and other Western partner navies. I hope that answered your question. There's a lot of really good Asian navies out there.
That while the Navy of Thailand is way better than Cambodia, the ground forces are very similar. The Air Force of Thailand outstrips Cambodia in every single category. The number of helicopters is somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 times more. And the number of combat aircraft is just way out there. I don't even know that Cambodia has any operable. But on that note, Cambodia is allowing the PLAN, the People's Liberation Army Navy of China, to have basing rights in southern Cambodia. So perhaps Cambodia feels as though they've outsourced their naval protection, so not necessary to invest.
Yeah. But that's just one of those kind of things. Like everything else, Russia's turning itself around. Joe's right. Joe's right. That's all right. Joe's right. The Black Sea is not what you call blue water. That said, I think Russia is kind of reforming a lot of its combat power, and I think in the near future, and it may take a while for them to really turn the Navy around. So I think we'll see Russia kind of resurge on that note. Anything else there? I think they dropped again. Chat, I mean, it is what it is. You just get me while they drop. I love these blackouts, like go multi completely dropped. Watch, you back?
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, it wasn't reloading that time, so I had to fully reload the web page.
So
yeah, me and the chat were just having a private chat.
So yeah, it's all right. Another historical note, in addition to what Hunch said here, is that Vietnam made incredibly short work of Cambodia when they intervened against the Khmer Rouge. So it's just Cambodia gonna Cambodia at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cambodia is like like the never hads in the region.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got a question?
it's way easier to oppress your citizens than it is to defend against an external force.
What you mean they're firing? They do that.
All right, I guess we can move on to the next topic there, Scott.
Well, so I just wanted to share something.
Oh,
You know-
I guess this is real quick. Karen did just ask a pretty good one. Why are they fighting?
Yeah. So
we talked
ultimately,
about it at the beginning, right?
yeah. So just to kind of recap, Karen. Ultimately, it's a border skirmish over resources, and these kind of border tensions go back to the French colonial period. And when I mean resources, I mean like these temples. They're kind of like culturally significant temples along that border region, most of which fall on the Cambodian side. If you've been watching the show, you've seen us in the odds and ends mention fighting between Cambodia and Thailand, but it's usually like, 8 hours of back and forth. A lot of people shooting across the border. That's it. But this definitely has gone to the next level.
Well, on a historical basis, let's remember that it was called Lesser India at one point because of the influences from the Indian subcontinent. But I think the true problem is that Cambodia saw Ong Bak 3 and was not very happy with the depiction of their side of the border.
That's funny. And
Fair.
I mean, who knows? It could be facts. Derna for $10 says any force that goes without a major conflict for years is rusty. If you look at 2003 footage from Iraq, or even as late as Fallujah, there were some serious clusterfucks of Marines. Yeah, well,
All right, that's Dev's fighting words.
I'd say Derna.
Dev's fighting words, Derna. I just pulled out my triangle bayonet just for you. But no, that's actually true. We've learned a lot. When we first invaded Iraq, I wouldn't really look at Fallujah as a problem. On Nasiriyah, right? That was a train wreck for the United States Marine Corps. Normally, they would have bypassed it and came back to pacify it later. But due to the loss of Jessica Lynch and the other members of the 503rd, they had to stop and attempt to fight through the city rather than bypassing it in hopes of finding the captured folks. So we did find most of them there in the town. Let me rephrase, they did find most of them there in the town. And yeah, Derna is right. Without having been involved in a major conflict, got in a legit urban battle for the first time. It wasn't Fallujah, it was Nasiriyah. We did not do well. Amtrak's unprotected by infantry in an urban setting was a actual horrible mess.
Yeah. So one of I guess the only defense that the Army has that by 2003 they had the dust knocked off is because almost all the light forces in the United States Army had been doing back-to-back stints in Afghanistan for the 2 years leading up to the invasion of 18 months leading up to the invasion of Iraq.
But again, there was no urban fighting in Afghanistan at all.
Yeah, and not of any kind of consequence. I mean, it was all really small little villages and things like that, not these giant, sprawling metropolises that we found in Iraq. And let's be honest, I think both the Marines and the Army were in the shoot first, ask questions later mode of engagement when it came to urban engagements. In the at least in the the Thunder Run era of the Iraq War.
Right. Those Thunder Runs were mostly by and not on purpose, but yes.
Well, the famous one was on purpose, but it was still, I think, pretty fucking stupid, honestly. Now, knowing what we know now about urban operations, it was pretty dumb. All right. So, hey, Watcher, I shared in the private chat one that I want you to share. Joe, I want to get your take on this. Like, these are things I was not expecting. The death of Ozzy, death of Hulk Hogan, and then there's this story: HTS and US JSOC teaming up to kill ISIS leadership. Who would have thunk it?
Stand by.
Stand by. Sorry. Do you want the engine noises or no? That's mostly what it is.
Well, I mean, no, you don't need to. You just play the videos and whatnot. But according to several officials, last night's operation in Aleppo governorate in northern Syria resulted in the elimination of several terrorists and a senior leader of ISIS. Was a joint operation carried out by forces under Syrian Defense and Interior Ministries alongside U.S. Special Operations Forces, dropped by helicopter and additional air-ground elements under U.S. Central Command. So essentially what this means is while Israel and the Druze were fighting the HTS security forces, the U.S. was working with the HTS security forces on the opposite end of the country to conduct this anti-terror raid. Now, I appreciate the multitasking ability of CENTCOM to be able to do this, but like I said, ultimately, this is things I did not expect to see on my news list this week.
Here's my thoughts on this. This is us helping Al Qaeda settle a beef, and this just sits wrong with me. This is absolutely horrendous. We should not have been involved in this. Al-Jilani, I refuse to call him by his new name. Al-Jilani is the leader of Al Qaeda. That is a fact. That is undisputed. And we are going into combat with them. I don't accept that.
That was actual troops on the ground.
Yeah, I don't accept that.
I can't get the video to play. Sorry. Just give me the spinning ball.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just video from with some gunfire and things like that in the background. You know. Anyway, so yeah. Like I said, things I never expected to see happen. What about you guys? Did you guys see anything this week that kind of?
Well, let me add one more point to this. One more point to this thing. The enemy of my enemy is not my friend. He's still your enemy.
Bingo.
And I really don't think we should be assisting Al Qaeda in tightening their hold on a country they seized by force. Bashar al-Assad is a bad man who deserved to go, but this was not a democratic transfer of power. This is not a good, benevolent force that is in control of Syria. And here we are dropping troops alongside them. They're literally trying to exterminate the Druze and the Christians in their nation, and we are operating with them. This is absolutely the wrong thing to do. And I know everyone's going to say, but 5D chess, bro. No, this is just ridiculous. It's a slap in the face.
This is one where you just let them fight, right? You know, you basically stick back and pull back. It's not our fucking, thing, and get out of the fight.
Yeah, you let them fight it out, let them hash it out, and not get involved at all.
All right.
How many generals do you think were whispering in his ear that,
Sir, we really need to get into Syria. You just don't even know. Like we can't let them collapse.
Generals or government contractors? Which one do you think that is?
Both.
Is there a difference anymore?
Fair.
So
Chad here wanted to know if there is a difference between generals and government contractors, and
sure, Chris was not a general.
Yeah, let's. There is a very specific difference. Their contractors have become what the generals want to become.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah. So generals are pre-contractors.
That's true. That's true. I think one of the things is some breaking news from tonight. And I know we have a 48-hour rule, but we can report the straight news element of it. A mass stabbing event in Traverse City, Michigan. Watcher's going to pull it up here in a second. 11 victims. Suspect is in custody. None are fatal. It's because he used a folding knife. I keep telling everybody, if he followed my 3-knife rule, this would have been very bad, right? Fixed blade. That's the way to go. Folding knives are not combat knives. But Traverse City, Michigan, let me just give some context here. It's a very small rural community, maybe 10,000 people at the max in the city. And in order for someone to make an attack there, it's interesting. we always say there are areas where conflict occurs, where young males gather. It's where territory is in dispute, or where people go to alter their minds. Well, here territory is in dispute because what's happening in Grand Traverse County, Michigan, is the sudden infusion of thousands of new people in an attempt to change the voting demographic. What does that inevitably lead to? Conflict. And I'm not sure that that's what caused this, but I've seen some folks moving around in a video that might indicate that. So it's an interesting place for a mass stabbing to occur.
But hey, let me ask you this, Joe. Is there any idea on who the attacker is?
Well, there's a suspect is right here. I don't know if we have a photo of just before this or not. But
it's a video, but I don't know if it shows him. I think it's just people freaking out in ambulances.
Well, that guy's in handcuffs. So.
Oh, I know. I'm just in the video. It's mostly just.
So here's
video.
The other thing that I've heard about this incident was that most of the victims were elderly. Is that correct?
Yeah, but that's also the area, right? That's what lives there.
Nearly wet or nearly dead.
Well, and it's Walmart too, right? I mean,
so is Walmart greeters then?
There's also a video. They got a stabber being confronted by an armed shop.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the point of word.
So grab it.
So today's Tom Sawyer from Twitter just gave us that information because he's live and in person right here. The indication is that an armed citizen intervened and put an end to it. I point that out quite regularly, that when the law enforcement agency intervenes, the average deaths in an active shooter is 14. When an armed citizen intervenes, the average number of deaths is 2. The first person shot and then the active shooter.
All right, so we got the video. It's got audio. I'm just going to play it.
That's it.
I tell you, if a guy's got a knife, I think a shopping cart might be a good counter weapon.
Good God. Whoever said that, try it.
Let me just give you guys some tactical advice. If a man has just stabbed 11 people and you have a firearm, shoot him. This is not hard.
Shoot to kill.
Yeah, just keep shooting him.
Drop the bang.
Until it's changed.
Yes, sir. Brent, go ahead.
I'd like to point out the fact that we just had our Tactical Wisdom Project 223 first aid class here on Friday. And what was one of the things we talked about in our class? Triaging a mass casualty event.
Yeah.
So it's a great skill that we learned that in this situation, if you came in as a trained citizen, you read the TW5 first aid book by Joe and other first aid manuals, you know that there's different things we want to do to try to figure out how you can help in that situation. So having stop the bleed stuff in your vehicle, so like tourniquets and bandages can help out in that type of situation. And knowing who's the right person who is injured the most and who's the one that is maybe a yellow or green, doesn't need that immediate help. So it's a great thing that we learned that will apply to a situation just like this.
You know, I got Haley over here working on commercials and stuff for me, and Brent's just busting them out over here. I'm talking to the wrong person. So buy Tactical Wisdom 05 first aid. But more importantly, this is a reason why you should always carry a first aid kit on you. And I point this out on Twitter all the time. Walk into your local Walmart, right in the front next to the restrooms, you will see a Stop the Bleed station. When something like this happens, smash the glass, grab those bleeding kits. It's like a little fire extinguisher station, and there are Stop the Bleed kits in there. You need to know right now where to find those in that store so you can do it. The other thing, when everyone says, well, I'm just running to the store, I don't need to carry today. That is absolutely wrong. Something like this could happen, and you need to be there. We can't complain about the state of America if we're not willing to do our part and protect our community and each other when we are out. We're going to talk tomorrow morning about God's command to Gideon, am I not sending you? He's sending all of us to get out there and do what needs to be done. So,
hey,
because I'm about to put it up on the screen. So I'm
fantastic.
I co-sign everything Joe just said. I think, ultimately, you may carry. That doesn't mean you need to carry around a combat lifesaver bag or anything with you in addition, but definitely have some significant first aid capability in your car or something along those lines. So you're never that far from, like a blowout kit or something. You got a video there, Watcher?
Once we move on to the next topic here, sure.
All right. So before we do that, I want to. There was some super chats over in the Rumble chat that I overlooked, and I apologize because I didn't have the Rumble chat open. So, mea culpa, all that stuff. Reverend Hazmat for $20. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long road, but my time is finally here. Prep Boy Rick for $2 says, hope one of these days you can collaborate with the Unsubscribed podcast. Keep rolling. Thank you very much. I don't know those guys.
That'd be cool.
Reverend Hazmat for an additional 20 says, still no proof that Scott isn't lost on the land nav course. Well, maybe you're lost on the land nav course and I'm the one that's leading you out.
Well done.
All right.
Hey, can you favor and reread Reverend Hazmat's first one? We didn't hear it.
And he's here.
Yeah. He said, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long road, but my time is finally here. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
So, yeah. And then, of course, Alpha Charlie Concepts. Oh, sure, Scott, just ignore us. Yeah, sorry. That is literally my fault. I apologize. All right. Let's see.
A brief interruption between periods. Let me just share this with you. Since many of you out there in the audience didn't get to be here today, you didn't get to see, first of all, Joe's fantastic shirt and his fun little impromptu ad for Brush Beater. So I think let's roll that real quick.
You said we need to get radios for when the internet goes down. But how will we use a radio to do the most important thing that we use the internet for, which is send memes to our friends?
Ironically, if you take the radio telephone operator course from NC Scout, you will learn how to send memes via radio.
So it's possible, is what you're saying.
We do this all the time. We'll have guys at the front of the camp, guys at the back of the camp. We'll send photos and memes back and forth. You can do it. You just have to know how and have the right cable. It does work. Thank you for the great question. Anybody else?
Yeah, it was an epic moment. You can send memes via radio, and I sense now that's going to be an important part of our class. We're going to have to be teaching memes, and we're going to call it the Haley segment. So,
next time Haley should know better than before Joe spurts gold like that she needs to mic him up so we can actually hear him. Yeah,
well. You know what? I was mic'd up by the people at Shield, but not Haley. So, it was a good day. I had on an epic shirt. Mrs. Tactical Wisdom did not want to actually buy me that shirt, and Haley and I think it's epic. We don't know why she didn't agree with us. So, I don't know.
Well, I can tell from her accent that I'm going to like her already.
That's correct. You will.
Yeah, she is from your neighborhood, so to speak.
Yeah. Like I said, I appreciate a fellow aficionado just from the lilt of. Speaking of Russian naval capabilities, I just posted something in the chat, Watcher. I thought, Joe, you'd appreciate this. This is a brave new world of naval tactics, and this video proves it. Says here, the Russians are testing a new kamikaze naval drone during the July storm exercises in the Baltic. Yeah, that's a pretty big boom. Looks like we lost them just in time.
Whatever will we do?
How will Russia ever recover from this?
Note the number of booms on top of that are probably broadcasting the signal that UAV
Is homing in on.
or the US.
Now here's the thing. This is a Russian UAV. This is not a Ukrainian UAV.
Oh, yeah, that was the Russian Navy ensign on the side there, so a Russian naval emblem up there. So.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I thought it was Ukrainian based off the music.
Well, that ship bears a striking resemblance to an LPD. So
I do have to say that was well done. Look at that blast wave propagation. Turns the entire screen white when it goes off.
But this presupposes that one of our LPDs would not be maneuvering, would not be
firing on
engaging in counterfire. Sure, it's a neat video. It looks cool, but that is an immobile ship with no defenses. So, I mean, what did we used to call an unmanned surface vessel? A torpedo. It's literally just a torpedo. Nothing different.
Yeah. Just a torpedo you could guide from, the other side.
You can guide torpedoes from a torpedo. I mean, from a submarine. It's not anything new. Torpedoes are guided. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh my God! There's every time you know how you can tell there's a submariner around or submariner around. They'll tell you.
I thought the rule. I thought the rule was, how you can tell if submariners around, the hot breath on the back of your neck.
Oh, there's semen in that long hard object.
Joe, come on, man! It's a family show. we don't need that naval talk here.
Sorry, Scott.
That's all right. I forgive you.
Yeah,
all right.
Kamikaze naval drone is a lot of words to say torpedo.
Surface torpedo, yeah.
So guys, let's kind of turn the focus to the domestic front, as well, I mean, you got a lot of people there that are probably interested in America and the current state of America.
Tell that Tommy is, because he's the only person in a more epic shirt than me, and he is literally wearing an America shirt, so he is very pro-America. So, huh? Oh, you know what? Haley does that one that says "Make politicians afraid again," but I don't think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Anyway, I'm sorry, Scott. Carry on, sir.
No, I was just saying, let's turn the topic to domestic stuff. This is one because I want to get the audience involved, and I know the audience there is probably very interested in things going on either on their neighborhood or in other parts of America that, let's be honest, we're worried it's going to spread from places like, I like the fact that the Antifa likes to do all their training events in Portland and Seattle, but ultimately that shit spreads. And I thought we could kind of talk a little bit about that, what we've seen in the last year or so, kind of a little bit of a retrospective on the domestic situation. Joe, you got any thoughts on that before we open it up to questions?
Well, I think that to support what you just said, I'll remind everyone that Iron Mountain, Michigan, you don't get more rural than Iron Mountain, Michigan, had an Antifa terror attack just a couple weeks ago where they attempted to firebomb the Democratic Party headquarters. Republican Party headquarters.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is not going to be. Here's the thing. Back in the old days, you had to have somebody from one of these organizations kind of go to an area, or somebody from that area goes to one of these big cities to learn about this. The direct transfer of knowledge through, social interaction, which is hard because it's hard for people to travel and things like that, right? It's easier just to stay home. But now with the internet, you can see these standalone complex kind of guys, like I think probably the person in the UP Michigan attack. These people are radicalizing via the internet. These people that I've never met before understand me and how I feel. So this is that insider threat. People from within your community that are getting social contamination from these, poison ideas like communism and Antifa and all these other things. So, I'm curious if any of the people in the audience have experienced any of this firsthand.
Oh, we got a little breakup, but I would say experience a breakdown in American society. I think is what he's talking about.
Well,
I know
and just
somebody-
but
you're already in the collapse.
Yeah.
well, yeah. Just the idea of people getting brainwashed essentially from the things that they find on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Syrian stuff. Yeah, but it's been way worse. It's way worse. Like, what's the old meme? One of my favorites. It's back in the day, kid would decide that he wants to have sexual relations with a toaster, and his dad would smack him upside the head and say, "You're a fucking idiot." Now he gets online and finds an entire community of 900 people who all want to have sexual relations with a toaster, and then starts going to Toaster Con.
No, back in the day, you had to put him in train, have sex with the toaster, get shot, and watch the bad thing. Nowadays, they try to solve the kid and send him to fucking therapy, and they think that then you find his friends.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, your new job is to put a bag over Hunch's head. When he's
I was going to say Hunch needs to come up to the mic so that everybody can hear his glory next time.
Well, real quick before we move on, just because it's too good, it's too timely. I
It's
can't
too
not
timely.
share.
This is really relevant to your career.
Before you light a SIG P320, you must slam it into your appendix holster if you wish to live.
Lead a lot.
Oh man.
I had a good one where it was the meme of the guy with the beard blowing out the beer, you know, and it's kind of like a green background. And it says you're when you realize that your appendix theory in E320.
Oh man, yeah. Listen, if you have a P320 out there in internet land, please do not appendix carry it. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see that video today, Scott? I guess you just woke up. So if you haven't seen it, different YouTubers have recreated the failure mode consistently over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem. You know, the good news is that once that somebody makes a 3D printable switch for the 320, then people all over urban America will start mowing down mobs of people because they're malfunctioning SIGs because these SIGs are going to be on like clearance in the near future when all the law enforcement starts selling them.
That's true. We need to start one of those covert apps. Comrades, you must buy SIG P320 for glory of revolution.
I think you can pick them up pretty cheap right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't be tempted to buy one if it were that cheap. I'm willing to roll the dice.
I think last night, Brandon from Shield Arms offered to sell us a 320. He said cheap.
Well, I mean, they've got those basically Glock 19s, right? The Shield modular Glocks, right?
Yep, they're working on that right now. I believe it's probably going to be available at Cabela's. We had that conversation with them just a little while ago, but don't hold me to that. It is something they're working on. It is a great pistol. You're going to be able to switch out grips, switch out frames and slides, and go from compact to subcompact to whatever you want. And it takes all of their extended capacity magazines. It's going to be a great tool.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff happening in the pistol world, and like the whole idea of the modular SIG, where the trigger pack is essentially the pistol or whatever. Whoa. I really like that, but I mean this whole failure mode thing is just they gotta fix that shit.
It's crazy. Hey, you know what else? You know what else Shield did today is they made the mistake. Well, for me, not for them. of showing Mrs. Tactical Wisdom the folding stock 9mm PCC that is in the exact same color as a certain Zastava M70 we know. And I think that's probably going to get bought. But we had another guy here. I see him across the room. I wanted to mention him. From Mountain Pass Safe, we had a guy demonstrating a lot of non-lethal tools. Absolutely fantastic products out there. And I really enjoyed shooting them. I shot a Shockwave with some non-lethal rounds. It was pretty impressive. So non-lethal options are out there. They do exist. They're good stuff. Pretty cool. Available at Mountain Pass Safe. Did I get that right? Mountain Pass Safe and Coin. Steve is a good guy. He will help you out and get you situated. And if you need any silver or gold, he's your man.
Or goldbacks.
Or goldbacks. We need a little bit of goldback trading today. So good stuff.
Very good. You know, guys, I don't
non-lethal, but he ran away from me like a little girl.
I tell you what, man.
I didn't hear him. Hunt's just threatened to shoot me. I'm just saying.
Well,
the range
it's not like
two-way. That's fun.
It's not like he doesn't have a ton of guns.
Air rifle, a little different.
Yeah, these
Nobody's
guns are
scared of
air
an air
hard, not air soft.
Yeah. Let's see. The air rifle that I brought shoots 200 grain bullets at, what is it? I think 1200 FPS. It hits like it hits a little bit harder than a 45 out of a 1911. So.
Well, gentlemen,
hey, Scott,
I don't have a whole lot.
That I just shared over in the chat. If you want to read it quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see it in the chat there?
Did you put it there? Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I didn't see this. Let me read this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I know. Our chat's kind of freaking out because they didn't believe this would happen, but
it isn't so.
Well, you know, if only there was a YouTube channel that's been talking about how corrupt Ukraine was for the last 4 years. Yeah, I would have watched them, but I'm having a hard time getting human events to open, just so you know, because I'm not in America.
All right. So the EU is in talks to cut aid to Ukraine over corruption. They haven't officially done it yet. They've made it clear they're going to do it, however, and that Ukraine can turn the payments back on, but that they have to comply with anti-corruption requests. So they have to start auditing all the shit that they've actually already got.
How long before Ukraine says that the EU is a right-wing conspiracy theory?
Russian supported.
They believe in Russian propaganda about me that is 100% true.
Well, Joe, didn't you hear that Joe, didn't you hear that the new American Eagle jeans ad with Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi propaganda?
I did.
Yes.
I like that Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, me too. Good genes. She's got good genes.
But yeah, so I'll go over this. The European Union announced that it will be withholding aid to Ukraine, citing concerns over corruption and governance failure. The EU said Friday it will withhold 1.5 billion euros from a broader 4.5 billion euro package for Ukraine, whose disbursement is contingent on Kiev meeting good governance and transparency benchmarks, i.e., they're not getting that money.
I.e., tell us where the in-laws went, bro.
Yeah, you know, Joe, it's almost like they rediscovered all these. Ukraine was the most corrupt country in the world, much less Europe back in, and more corrupt even than Russia.
Yeah,
and that's saying something.
It's also like Trump's. Once again, the EU is just implementing Trump's policy and kicking dirtbags off welfare.
Very, very true.
Watcher's laugh is even better in real life than it is on the internet.
It is kind of uncontrolled, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just wondering how soon Zelensky's going to come make so he's done an Africa tour. He's done a U.S. tour. When is Zelensky going to do his Asia tour, trying to raise funds from all the Asian partners?
What I'm hoping is that in the of Ozzy Osbourne, he holds a retirement tour. We'll just leave it at that. Peace be upon you, Ozzy.
Yes, absolutely. All right, gentlemen. What else do we have to chat about? Any other questions from the audience? Anything the audience wants to talk about? If you have a question in the online chat, throw it in there too.
Modelo Negra is the answer, just in case anyone was wondering. And Balvenie Double Wood 12 years.
And also, weirdly, that same bottle of Screwball, I guess it's bourbon. It was
bourbon.
It was here last year too. I don't know who foisted that on.
Oh, I know who it was. I have a suspect in the case. Was it Sharpie? Peanut butter whiskey.
He is like a little suspicious.
Oh, you just okay. All right. Sharpie just brought it back, and he was like, "I didn't want this. Leave it. They'll never notice." All right.
All I'm saying is, if certain individuals come, I'm going to start swapping.
Just slap a Malort label on there, and we'll get that out of here.
It'll be gone. Oh, you'll be happy to know. I asked the lady at the liquor barn if it had a bottle of Malort we could tease you with, and she looked at me like I had her third arm growing out of my head. She never even heard of this stuff.
They don't know what Malort is out here, which is a good thing for Montana. Tommy is going in.
Oh no! I don't think so.
Open it.
No, open it, Tommy. No, don't bother cracking it on our behalf.
Yeah, this is Kaiser John's actually got a good. Kaiser John actually has a pretty good question for $20. $20 super chat in the. Sorry to interrupt you there at the actual Shield Field Days, but we have a $20 super chat question for you.
That's because it's been there so long, nobody wants it. But your Arctic boy, I'm narrating, right? Because everybody, you guys can't see. Your Arctic boy is going. Oh no, I was gonna say there's a. They'll drink it, and Mrs. Your Arctic boy is about to take a hit.
Chad, it is what it is.
Look, man, you put some weird flavor in it, like s'mores or peanut butter. Canadians need to be banned from America forever because they like this stuff. Oh boy.
Yeah, sounds like a good time developing at Camp Ponderosa. Really wish I could have made it there. Yeah, me too.
We wish you could have made it too.
Listen. I'm not saying that everyone went to bed before 3 a.m., but less than half the people did.
Well, does anybody else here have anything?
Watcher.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Scott. We got one more question.
Scott,
okay, go ahead.
What do you think of the job Pete Hegseth is doing now in the Trump administration?
I'm not entirely certain that Scott can. Oh, see a thumbs up. Okay.
Big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. So yeah,
thumbs up.
I think so too. I'd agree with that. Do we have one more back there too? Oh, there's Thor. Everybody say hi, Thor. Thor's going by on a walk.
All right, Scott. What were you trying to get?
No. So Kaiser John for 20 says, "Are there any big booty Latinas at Shield Field Days?"
No, they all got deported.
Well, I didn't know if Hunch counted.
This room has exceeded its per capita limit of Canadians. I had just thrown it out there. We have a larger statistical sample than we ought to have.
You got the best
Yes. It's actually, Western Khalistan is represented by the Canadians. So.
Yeah, well, Hunch from within the room there it says, my question from last year was never truly answered. Why are the Marines actually the gayest of the service branches? I mean, you got two Marine vets right there to ask you, Hunch. I don't know why you have to use me as an intermediary.
Hold on. We just had a conversation earlier about submariners who famously 100 submarines go down, 50 couples come up.
He said submariners go down. But
Oh, well, if that counts, it's not gay if boots are bloused. The Marines aren't gay. There you go.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Anywho.
Hey, Keller, we did cover that, unfortunately, the stabbing.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Kate Killer. We talked about that earlier. Tragedy, but carry first aid kit, carry firearm, do the good.
Also, if someone's stabbing people, just shoot them.
Yes, if someone is stabbing people, you can shoot them. It is actually encouraged.
That falls under the rules for deadly force.
In defense of yourself,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I feared for their life.
The left is not going to like the video of an armed citizen saving lives. So,
yeah, if the left doesn't like it, it's probably the correct thing to do.
They tried to shoot that man, and he just wanted bread, and nobody would give it to him. Yeah, he was having a mental health crisis. Islam is a mental health crisis. I just want you to know. It's absolutely correct.
Well, all right. We're not quite at 2 hours, but we made it 2 and a half. Do we?
Yeah.
Listen, we got fires. We have a whole row of bottles that need to be dispersed.
You guys have some, you guys have some serious drinking there to do. Watcher still has some baking to do tonight.
I do, yeah.
Watcher,
listen, there's one guy in here. He knows who he is. Well, I guess he's not in here anymore. There's one dude in here. Oh yeah, he is. Hey, he's in the back corner. When we start drinking, we have some serious conversations. I'm a little concerned about my safety. I'm just doing this out. I think he's trying to get me involved in some sketchy enterprises, but I'm here for it, and I'm down. I may be leaving the country for a while. It's okay. It's all good.
I can't hear you guys, so I
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, I got you. All right, guys. Well, if that's it, let's just we'll go around the horn. Joe, thoughts going into this new week? How quickly do you think this whole Thailand-Cambodia thing will get wrapped up?
Well, listen, this is what I think. The Cambodia-Thailand thing, larger forces have told them it's time to stop before you cross a threshold that you can't come back from. I think the NATO forces leaned on Thailand. I think China leaned on Cambodia, and they're going to wrap that up with a ceasefire and apologies on both sides, and we're going to move on, much like the India-Pakistan fighting did earlier in the year. There's a lot of tension in the world, and everyone knows that one conflict can make it blow. The other thing that I think we need to keep an eye on going into this new week is the drama between Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is making some statements and making some indications. If he goes after Barack Obama, we will have widespread violence in America. So I'm not saying you shouldn't go after Barack Obama, but I'm much like Thomas Jefferson saying, if you intend to fight them, you will have to fight them for 1,000 years.
I'm gonna piggyback on you there and say it feels like a weird tactical misstep to me not to go after the Kamala, who everybody hates first, because they've literally just let that slide. Yeah, that's kicker.
Yeah, I think I think that the right thing to do is to not go after any of them. We all know what happened, but jailing Obama then makes their attempts to jail Donald Trump that much more legitimate.
Yeah.
I say let it go.
I think I don't know that you let it go, but you bring sunlight to the entire thing so that everybody knows exactly what happened. There's no question. There's no conspiracy. And then you allow the shame and the essentially the reputation to just wither and die away, because these people will all be dead in the next 20 years anyway.
I think that's accurate.
My fear is that Trump's ego do that after the way he was treated.
Yeah, I know that's true. I know Donald Trump's ego absolutely will not allow him to do that, but it would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, let me just kind of devil's advocate it.
You're
for a
Canadian.
second
Your
here.
opinion is disregarded. I'm sorry. No, hold on. Let's let the Arctic come on up.
Speak directly into the laptop.
So, one of the things
Louder.
I've been thinking about has been that if the Democrats will not stop using the judicial system against Republicans just because you don't use it against them, they will turn it against you again and again and again.
But the pendulum's always going to swing back the other way. I do not ever advocate turning the police state on our enemies, because then our enemies will turn the police state on us. We need to be reining in the police state rather than expanding its scope and expanding its net.
And I know that the argument is, well, they're going to use it on you anyways. Well, that's fine. If we didn't use it on them, then there's public outcry. If we did use it on them, then everybody goes, well, turnabout's fair play.
Exactly right. If we're going to whine about it, we can't then do it.
I will say,
stop. Come up here.
Yeah. Speak into the sky.
Better idea. How about we just destroy the police state?
Yes, I'm with you. I thought I just said that. Anywho.
yeah, but here's the only counterpoint to that I'll bring is that you have to defend yourself. Kind of like if somebody shoots at you, you have to shoot back, right? This is like people shooting at you and you basically saying, we told you to stop. We're not going to shoot at you or whatever, but they continue to shoot, right? So I think at some point, Joe's right, though, this kind of mutual destruction goes too far, but maybe that's how you reconfigure the system, is through the inevitable conflict that would come from that. I don't know.
This guy once said that World War III will be a collection of civil wars and regional wars. Same guy who said you're already in the collapse.
So one of the things that I wanted to bring up to everybody's attention, because this is interesting. I get to see the mainstream media through the eyes of the Koreans over here, which is interesting. A lot of times it's news. I'm like, oh, who cares about this? But what's really interesting is how they look at American politics. And, this kind of goes to the Cambodia-Thailand thing because of the trade deals, right? So right now, South Korea's president is a newly elected liberal president that basically is pro-China. But they are shitting their fucking pants because the Trump administration basically won't return their calls and keeps they keep canceling meetings and things like this. So I think what we're seeing is a kind of a new soft power of American trade really assert itself on the world stage. And if anything stops this whole Cambodian Thailand thing, it'll be the mutual desire to make tons of money. Kind of what happened in Syria, if I'm honest. Giuliani's desire for money is the only thing that has kept Syria in check since all this mess happened last year.
I hate to interrupt you when you're making such good sense, but Watcher has something you absolutely need to see.
Yeah, I don't have a transition. I don't have a transition to this. So just never try to fight two bulls at once. That we'll leave it at that. Oh, how beautiful. What a wonderful display.
Are we sure that's real?
That looks pretty real. That guy's in bad shape. Yeah, Brent, we didn't know what level that guy's at.
I know that personally, I'm checking for a pre-existing head wound.
That right there is how TBIs happen. I'm just saying. Yeah, we talked about making sure the seat is secure. No medicine in a gunfight. There's no medicine in a bullfight.
All right, guys. Anything else on from your end?
We sure wish more of you were here. Those of you who are saying you wish you were here in the chat, we also wish you were here. Why don't you come out next time?
The only person responsible for that is you. We've done what we can.
Hey, if
Yeah.
Yeah. If the Canadians will brave American immigration and deportation to come here, and I think Darren, they may have came in and snatched Darren in the middle of this because he had a hard enough time getting in the country, but he's gone.
That drove like 16 hours.
Yeah, right. Hunch drove farther than that.
Well, I have a question for the Canadian in the audience, or multiple Canadians in the audience. How do they feel about the carpetbagger coming in to the conservative parts of Canada to get him a seat?
He dropped into.
Yeah, it's total BS is what they're saying. But come on up. Just when you thought we were done, up comes a random Canadian.
So,
as they do,
into an Ottawa suburban riding in the last election and promptly lost it for the Conservatives, and then is exiled back to Calgary, where guess what? He knocked someone else out of their riding.
No, she offered it up.
Oh, yes.
It was offered up to him so he could stay in government.
Oh, yes.
He lost so hard, he had to leave.
Yes. So it was offered up totally consensually, I'm told. Totally. And because all he had to do was beat one person who was fundamentally unlikable, and he failed catastrophically.
Catastrophically or intentionally?
Yeah.
I was catastrophic.
Maybe he just needed to eat more.
Here's the sad thing. When the conservative in Canada is so overawed by the power of maple syrup that he can't see sense coming out of America when it comes out of America. This is when I say, to my Canadian brothers and sisters there in the audience and in the sound of my voice, please feel free to immigrate to the land of the free.
And listen, don't get a maple leaf tramp stamp like your Arctic boy has. But he was very interested in the maple knob creek that has appeared on the counter in my kitchen. So
as we all are,
and the Canadians like, ooh, sorry, can I have some of that?
Well, just remember we've got maple trees all over Maine and northern, so it's not like you have to go without.
Right. All right.
And I hear maple syrup from America is actually better. I'm just saying it's. All right. And on that bombshell,
maple syrup is 73% as good as American maple syrup.
There you go.
Well, I think it's a difference between socialist maple syrup and capitalist maple syrup. There's a profit motive for it to be better. All right. And on that bombshell, it's time to say goodbye to the chat here. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, let people know that Future Conflict is good stuff and good people, and share the link out there with your friends. For Joe, Watcher, all the folks there at Camp Ponderosa and chat, you guys are awesome. Stay safe.